responsible for domestic house abuses and or charges that you catch if you choose to do this of your own volition. Remember, I am an ignorant motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's once again, let's do the gay slop.
Oh God, it's really bad. An after show.
If you're still listening after the epiphany of the last hour, welcome back. I've been.
Oh, you mean you fucking your mom, nigga?
Yeah, you just said, I've been fondling my something, whatever he said. Does every fucking word out of your mouth have to be like that?
I've been fondling myself because I'm gay.
Picture Auvergne, France.
Oh, well.
Are you a good boy, Lestat?
Answer your brother, Lestat.
Titles. One on the blood-soaked fields of France.
Gli altro ne hanno vinti, tu non hai vinto proprio.
And the gays then resounded saying,
Oh my God, slay!
y'all know that at that time she would have gotten the straight backhand, right?
They can never make anything period accurate. Like, okay, you might have to see a woman get booyahsed across the face.
Shut up, bitch!
But that's something you have to risk for fucking historical accuracy.
She sacrificed her youth, squandered her intellect, and paid a midwife to nick her in the womb so we couldn't humiliate her anymore.
That in the square like a beggar. Like an actor. Better a gong farmer than an actor.
Better an actor than a cabbage.
Look up from your book when you speak to our
Oh, these bad wigs are killing me. You gotta
Stretch out the
Lace front a little bit.
Say cabbage one more goddamn time. Cabbage, break his legs! And the children who will shame you, the way you have shamed me!
How can you have kids if you break his legs so we can't fuck?
One stolen today, a puddle of God's worth sheep.
That's a really bad gray wig.
They're all bad wigs. They got the dude from Saw 6 in like a molting Ben Franklin fucking head.
I would like you to share some of your bounty on your table.
Hey! Go on! There's nothing more we can do here! But be
You know, queers, there's more to being fancy than being loud.
Go. Flush him out.
Oh no, not Fido.
I wanted the wolves to come, until I didn't.
And there's that shitty wolf effect we talked about.
He refuses food. He refuses care.
I guess this is how they're going to justify the incestuous relationship. Oh, we were held captive by this syphilitic Ben Franklin fucker, and so then we had to fuck each other.
Are you straddling your son?
I'm drinking wine. So drunk. Into the inn. And I take into bed.
Can you stop fingering your son's hole like that?
Any man that comes, old men, boys.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Stranger fucking danger! Hey!
And plus you do this while your son is like basically bleeding to death. Like, what the fuck? Ew.
We got like a shit ton list of questions, man.
What else can you do?
Like, where do you put the body?
Don't answer that!
Where was the
I could have hung it up there too, I guess, but we sounded really good in Detroit. She had come a great distance.
Don't say come.
Especially with that French accent, it actually sounds like you're saying come.
Like a blood bank. People donate and they're handsomely compensated. It's all highly ethical.
They tap college burnouts and attic rung bingo.
Is that him taking a fucking shower?
Yes.
Naked ass, man. I'm eating.
How dare you expose me to Eric Boston's white pimply ass, for one.
But you're so old.
I don't like the fact that you have demoted Daniel Dag that nigga Malloy into a fucking queer character, okay?
Larry.
They don't want to speak. But, being a vampire, I can tell you what they're thinking. 1,500 when we started, 20,000 followers now. He killed the sound technician in Denver that muddied my solos on purpose. And he is glad that I killed him, except I didn't kill him, I merely fired him, Larry. Fate's entourage, the brooms, the tits, the dime store darlings, Bukkake ice helmet, and 4 others that are not...
Excuse me, what?
This nigga is just saying words!
So take your time, Alex. Process it, as they say.
But think thrice before running to the police or sharing in one of your anonymous groups.
You're not threatening or scary because you don't come off like a fucking vampire anymore. You're just like really gay and weird.
Shared hotel.
You come off as the fag hag interpretation of what a vampire is to these fat bitches.
Why were you in Chicago?
My maker called for his mama and I came.
Don't say it like that.
And came.
Yeah, about that.
I know. We really should.
Please stop saying it.
I recognized myself in it.
Can you stop looking at him like you're trying to write his face?
9 at the indoor golfing range. 7 eating seafood towers at the chop house. 5 crap.
9 downloading stock footage for a television show.
18 recording and watching gay porn before they watch sanitized cable gay porn.
Oh, look, she's got like a McDonald's freezy cup on her fucking shoes.
And you know that this is a queer show because no, they've got bitches of thick size.
Like they're mushy. Like what the fuck?
Being with Gabriella is
Except this bitch, but
like...
Nigga, I don't care how you describe being with your mama. You fuck your mama, that's weird.
And it doesn't really make the whole queer thing look good, does it? He was taken advantage of sexually by his mother and now he's gay. That's not... Do y'all realize what the fuck you were writing?
Who did you get your fucking tips for show proceeds for? Gooseworks? The Amazing Digital Circus? How that shit work out for y'all in that finale, huh? There you go with that sexually charged energy again.
We couldn't help ourselves.
No! Fucking faggot!
Estimates on the structural damage are still being calculated.
Hey, it's that one guy. You remember him?
Oh, it's the nigga from The Idol! Gay niggas are following with us. They're following us around.
Shit over the
According
phone.
to Mr. Pitt here, your client's the one who called this meeting.
And now the fag off.
Fact that you insulted me, page after page.
Take it up with Malloy. Who wrote it?
Are you two fucking?
Yes.
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 Oh my god, here we go with the serenades.
God, ew.
And this is clearly a dream sequence that he's doing like in his mind or something.
I tried to write you.
Oh, gay. I mean, like bad gay, not like homosexual gay, even though it is that too.
Yes.
Sounds weird. Look, I'm sorry. Okay, I should have asked you before I published. I'm sorry.
I would have said no. I'm glad the book worked out for you.
Didn't do too much damage to you or whoever you are, Thomas Pitt.
Thomas Pitt, is that supposed to be like a riff on
Yes.
Tom Cruise and Brad?
Yeah. See, now this is the shit that pissed me off. Remember the shit we had to say about the fucking kill fest they had in season 1? Miles better, but we don't get to hear any of the carnage because it's happening in the background. While she makes fuck at her son!
I love that we're yada-yadaing this. Bring out some more son motherfucking.
And then allegedly, after a night of killing your living family, you fucked her in the back of a fucking wagon.
There were 8 people on the Ark. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives. 8 people. And now, somehow, 8 billion.
At some point in your privileged family tree is the thing we are discussing now. And familiar relations were not a standalone crime in the 18th century. She was dying when she came to see me. Forget it. It's different for vampires.
That's why it's called a taboo. Stop trying to argue about
Yeah.
fuck reasons you want to fuck your mom.
Like, yeah, wouldn't real Lestat not even try to justify it? Like, why would you care
Absolutely.
what people think about it?
Absolutely not. Tom Cruise Lestat would be like, of course I fucked my mom. Why would I fuck my mom? She's a beautiful woman. Wouldn't you put your penis inside of me?
The shop's protocols of engagement limit our roles in these kinds of operations. And 3, you're extremely skilled at dispatchment.
Dispatchment. That's what you do with your butthole.
I only kill those who come for me first.
The Coven leader's name is Killer. Went by a different name then.
His name was Bruce.
And he's gonna, yep, yeah, press the Bruce button.
And so, Austin Powers is going to ask
Our exceptional Negro
to go on a murder spree.
Within this context,
Oh, is that what you guys are calling? Oh, they're calling it a backstage pass.
The failure of his family unit.
I mean, in order for a family unit to fail, they have to actually have succeeded at some point in the past.
It's quite strange to go from being this like very strong, centered vampire to being just sort of petty.
All vampires are petty. What are you talking about?
When was Louis ever strong, bro? You're bullshitting me right now.
The only thing strong about you was your spine when you were getting railed from behind.
Were you strong when you were dragging Claudia's body around the fucking floor, begging her to be turned with your bitch ass?
Are you guys
fairy?
You're telling me that you brought back characters like Real Rashid and Raglan and the Vampire Bob from the Theatre de l'Empire and a bunch of other side characters to be like, hey guys, remember season 2? Hey guys, remember season 1? Hey guys, remember the fucking Telemaska show y'all niggas don't watch? Disgusting, right? But you have all these people around here together, collectively working with people. And the thing I think that really it's like two. They're both competing for number one. Number one, first slot, is you having Lestat fuck his mom. We're going to circle around about that in a second. The number two, that's amongst my number one problems with this show. It's not a pet peeve. It's an actual problem. I talked about it. Is you just demoting the character of Daniel Malloy from what he was for the first two seasons, installments, whatever the fuck you want to call it at this point, of the show to what he is currently now in the narrative. Okay? This is like an insurmountable fuck you for doing this change. You turned Daniel Malloy from a narrative fixture into a shitty queer character, and I'm not going to forgive you for it. I'll explain for the people who don't remember it back in the audience. Jay and Jay's editor sticking a little sound effect. You know, that whole thing from the Wayne's World. We were introduced to Daniel Malloy as a specific thing, and I explained it back then too. But Dad Carl's going to explain this to you, okay?
Basically, to sum up, he was a cranky old pop, as far as we knew, heterosexual Jew who was dying and didn't want to deal with their bullshit. And basically calling people out on their crap. What else?
Just in generally, just being a cagey fucking Jew that just didn't have...
Also, isn't that a little redundant?
More importantly, he was the voice of the audience. That should be the clear part that I'm actually trying to communicate here. That's my point. All the footage that we can demonstrate from season 1, season 2, especially those fadeaway bits where it was like the chiaroscuro painting of light versus dark, Daniel on the side of light and Delac on the side of the dark, where he represents humanity and the other one represents vampirism, and the allure nature of this investigation into the background of his character. Already, I told you guys this before, but I gave Jay actual clips. I don't know if she'll cut them in. You guys need to understand the showrunner, Dan, whatever the fuck his name was. What was it? No, Doug Jones, or whoever the fuck, the white-haired guy from the first season after shows.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses who's clearly like some
Roland Jones. That's his, yeah.
Roland Jones, yeah.
It took me a second, but yeah, the dysgenic white-haired Jew who's full of himself. He never told Anne Rice the vision that he had for the show. I gave Jay at least 2 different clips of her just ragging on people like him, because at least with the movie, she explains in the clip that she appreciated the fact that they could not just bullshit around in the margins about her book and its material. They went to the places to review it, to make sure it was up to snuff for what they wanted to use for the movie. Even though they tried really hard to look for an age-appropriate Claudia, all they ended up being able to find was the actress that they did. Insert her name here. And she did a beautiful job based on the material that was being offered, and she gave the seal of approval herself that they went full committal. They went full committal to give a product worthy of the book. What Doug did what Rollins and the rest of these show writers did, is they waited for her to fucking die so they could actually announce the queer creative direction they were taking the show. But in the first 2 seasons, the character of Daniel represents us. Not just us, the viewer, but us, the people criticizing the show. This is called lampshading for those of you who are tropers. But why I make such a point about how I view it and how Jay views it and how Vampire of the Eventide views it, because she's a very big book fan, is because he was us. He was our mouths, our wit, our humor, our jokes, our analyses was coming out of his mouth. Sure, it's a really shitty way to try and glaze your shit over, but at the very minimum, you have people in the show that know that fans of the book and the franchise are watching their material and criticizing them non-fucking stop. So, at the very least, they have to concede that the number one thing, this is bullshit. We already know that Louis de Pointe-de-Lac was not a black pimp from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first bit. So they have to succeed that like in the first 2 episodes and be like, this is a new interpretation and retelling. You were drinking too much. You were drunk on that booty juice. You were throwing your ass around. and Armand got a little bit crazy with himself. So you don't remember any of this shit. But that was the first thing they had to concede. Then every single bit of it, fighting along the way, is supposed to be Daniel just constantly giving sass about every bit of the details being given to him and being written as was. Then, when we get to season 2, they kind of upgrade him but downgrade him. He goes to being even more quirky and sassy. At this point, real Rashid has been revealed as real Rashid and fake Rashid has been revealed as Armand. Then we get the recontextualization around the shit that they did once they went abroad and got out of New Orleans. And Daniel still remained a core part of the experience, but ultimately his attitude and actions became more about like, am I going to get out alive to tell this story type shit. And then at the end, obviously, when it all comes to a head, he chooses to risk his safety and security and potentially living long enough, even if they weren't going to kill him in the first place, to be like, hey, listen, your boyfriend is literally working your ass with his hand like a puppet. And I'm not talking about the fun whoopee kind. And he cracks like a fucking egg, and then he cracks his skull against the wall like a fucking egg, and he tries to tell him, I'm gonna go for a walk. You stay here and you're gonna be safe. And then you leave him to get fucking raped by your now ex-lover, talking about some, I got the blood of Magnus in me, I got the blood of Akasha in me, now I got the blood of this fucking raggedy Jew in me, and I'm gonna make him suffer. I'm gonna make him suffer the gift of vampirism as revenge, like a fucking jilted fucking lover. The entirety of that process, especially when he chose to go back in time and literally claim he was doing booty juice drunk shit with this boy, uttering a name never spoken in our house until it's ringing in my mind like a jealous fucking twink, that Armand. Now I remember all the A names. Armand, Arun, Amadeus. You're a faggot. These fucking names that I'm a faggot's crying about, while in the next room his lover's just giving it all up to this crotchety Jew who's literally allegedly offering him his butt while being like, I got a suitcase full of drugs, nigga. Fuck you need. I got that quirk, I got that clinic, I even got this Chinese shit nobody ever heard about for the next 150 years. Fentanyl. And you're just drugging it up like a druggie, and allegedly that's why you can't remember that shit? Okay, whatever, but just close your eyes, don't watch that episode, and just pretend everything else is as it is. You can kind of like preserve the character in your mind, because then after the shit happens, the book's out, he's going on his book tour about it, he's obviously been vampirified, he's talking to Louis with his vampirism, and he's like, hey yo, have you seen Armand? That bitch just fucking dipped on me with this vampire child support after he forced me into this life, bro. What the fuck's going on? What's wrong with you? What's up with you? Can I come chill with you in your tower? And you're just up there like, nah, I'm good. And then you do your whole come and get me speech. And it's like, okay, let that be the end. Now let's go to the Vampire Lestat. That was at least my Malloy, okay? That was our faggoty, crotchety Jew because he had a character. He didn't take shit. He sassed back to the characters, even if it was sassing the characters in the same queer language you've been using this entire time to be as queered, Queered, the past tense of queering. Then that would have been okay. We could squint your eyes at it and get along with it. Because the minimum of it is that someone has to push back against this bullshit. Because one season of recontextualizing, what effectively for us is settled matter, that's whatever. Okay? Show adaptations come and go. We talked about that. But then you do it again in season 2. And allegedly now it's because, well, did you know that Armand can fuck with people's minds? And sure, that's kind of like a cool twist. And, that actually made it have stakes. Because now, Daniel's consequence for helping him reveal the truth to Louis, which thus indebts him to him, because he basically did the equivalent of revealing your girlfriend who's been cheating on you for 17 years and got you on the hook for 18 with a new kid. He reveals the lie, and his cost is he's a vampire now. But, the character that is the vampire is different from the character that is a human. And you can move on from there. There's an entire section here that because Lestat is now hiding out in New Orleans, living in a dingy fucking cabin, things that revolve around the plot point known as the Devil's Minion, that time period where Daniel's basically held in thrall by Lestat, and eventually he begs him for years to make him into a vampire, happen and come and go, and then finally he does make him, and it changes the story the same way any young adult novel after a character like Bella or that one character from the series The House of Night gets turned into a vampire, the whole world opens up and it's a new experience. You start Breaking Dawn, your human characters get left behind, shit like that. It makes it different. But you fucking took what is literally the best character and narrative device, the excuse you had in the first place to make it a period piece, and you turn him into this shit. Just another queer, hairy, pimply ass in the background that we're forced to look at. Can't believe it. Hate it. Hate it with a passion. Jay, you, anything?
No? No, nothing. Oh, this show, I can't wait. I already can't wait for this season to be done. Because it's pedantic, homo bullshit. Come on.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the Queen of the Damned movie again because my opinion is just better.
I'd rather watch Remind Hood. I'd rather watch Remind Hood. I also would too like to watch the original Queen of the Damned film. I have a soft spot for it, namely because I feel like if you took Sam Reed's acting, take Sam Reed as an actor and put the Queen of the Damned's Lestat's dialogue in his mouth, now you have the Lestat character you've been looking for. Because that's the other part. That's like, okay, so those two, that's my top 2 pet peeves competing with each other. My second pet peeve, you made Sam turn Lestat into just a fucking faggoty drama queen. And sure, they're gay vampires, Carl. Of course they're gay drama queens. No. You took the scene where he's being threatened by Louis and Armand, where he's all, I have the blood to come back and see me. Magnus, but I'm trying to do a faggot's voice correctly. even Magnus band, I have the blood of Akasha in me. And you turn them into, I have the blood of Akasha, you'll be fine. Yeah. There's a word we like to use. It's called aura farming. That nigga has negative aura in this season. Every single time we see him, he has a negative aura. And you force these scenes where you make him look like he's cooler than he is. And again, this is not the actor's fault. You're making him do this. And it's just, what a fucking counterclash, bro. That's the definition of cringe. You keep trying and it keeps not working.
Like, the music that he sings isn't good. It's like, I'm not saying, like rock music is still a thing, but the shit he's singing, this is like, it's Kmart shit. Now, if you had brought in, because I said this before, like, The Idol was terrible, but the music I think was pretty good. Now, if you had brought the same musical team in from The Idol to serve as Sam Reed and for that character and for Lestat, that would have been amazing. That would actually been pretty fucking amazing. Plus, but now let's have him do like Kmart's elevator fucking music.
Yeah, because the other part of the Idol shit is that if you also did your research like I did, is that all of those people that were a part of the Tesfaye clique, I'm using the actor's real name, The Weeknd. If you look into what Tesfaye did, he hired local LA talent. All of those people were local LA talent that was a part of his cult before he tries to introduce Lily Depp's character into his entourage. All of those people were already musicians and talents on his own right. Every single bit of what they did was based around Tesfaye also doing the tour that he was doing at the same time, which is why they ended up using that as the backdrop for that last fucking hobbled together episode when they got canceled 1 episode too early before they could wrap, or was it 2 episodes? 1 episode, 2 episodes canceled early before they could wrap the whole plot up in like 6 episodes?
The thing is like it was supposed to be 6 episodes, but they canceled it. They got rid of They got rid of the 5th one and just skipped all the way to the 6 episode finale, and it was just ended up being 5 episodes.
Yeah. So when you got fucking Big Dick Matumbo Anubis here, that's his name now. His name is Anubis. Stick it in your head, kids. When you got Big Dick Anubis here, dicking down Rachel Seno's character, where they get made into the B couple to the Lily Depp and Tesfaye A couple, you've got fucking Weeknd out here doing some straight fucking corny, weird ass shit with this fucking makeup, talking about some fucking pseudo dom speech to get her to be cracked open, but technically she was the one doing the cracking, so that they could turn around at the end. So that basically, after ruining his entire empire and taking his fucking artist for herself, she basically makes him into now a perfect boyfriend slave producer, where it's like, you're my bitch now. Now say cheese while I go drape myself in the image and voice that you helped me develop type shit. It's like a bit of a more bosser ending, right? Because the show was made for the exact same crowd as this show, but that show had at least a very satisfying-ish ending compared to the 2 seasons that we got before. Like, it was somber, is what I would say about that ending they gave. And then you contextualize that to us, and it's like, oh, we're in the future now after Akasha's tried to kill the world. Okay, literally this entire season is what made Akasha really that mad.
What made them niggas that mad?
Whoever you fucking hired to be Akasha. Oh my god. I hope they do not
remember
hire that.
It was one of the dark-skinned Marvel hoes that they hired, remember?
Yes. I hope it's not the fat bitch. Please don't let it be the fat bitch. It's probably gonna be the hunter character, the hunter from Loki, but you probably remember her as the big titty wife in Sinners. Please don't let it be the fat bitch. It's probably going to end up being the lanky one, the black monk that sacrifices herself, that's in love with Martian Manhunter's character.
Yeah, it was her.
Oh my god, why did you hire that bitch? Anyways. This entire season, somewhere in the world, after being they who must be kept, Akasha's gonna rip open the throat of her lover, stop being living stone on her throne, and she's gonna flick through fucking Bravo and fucking entertainment and extra, and she's gonna turn to this shit where she's watching his music, and she's gonna just be sitting there sulking until she's like, okay, that I don't know what accent they're gonna use, but I'm assuming they're gonna use some kind of bullshit like accent that they kind of used before. But it's not like what Aaliyah did, but something like that. Something like this fucking accent they got Louis and Armand doing. But it's gonna be some type of, I'm so tired of looking at this stupid fucking fat queer ruin our people's reputation. I'm going to drain his little fucking screw neck. And then she gets up and she goes in the world and she starts killing niggas. Just killing niggas. She's gonna be dressed up in her tribal shit, and there's gonna be a whole scene where somebody's gonna be like, oh my god, sister, you look fucking ugly, because she's gonna end up landing, like a fucking queer community, and she's gonna walk into a gay bar, literally a gay bar, and she's just gonna be in a room full of people who are gonna be insulting her, and then she's gonna kill everybody in there, and she's gonna grab the most ugliest bitch's clothes to wear as a disguise, and then it's gonna be a whole bit. It's gonna be a whole bit. This is my prediction. It's gonna be a whole bit that while Lestat's going on his tour, just talking shit the entire time and blowing through regional vampire gang trying to murder him, through regional vampire gang trying to murder him, and sometimes getting saved in the nick of time, like we've already seen, by Vampire Daniel, the fuckstick Jew, fucking you in a nightclub nearby. You're gonna have him fucking his mom, him being a little fucking bitch of a broken ex-jilted lover to Louis, because now he's upset and he's petty because now Louis said a bunch of shit about him in a book that he doesn't like, and ooh, he's mad. And then eventually it's gonna come up and it's gonna be like she's gonna be like a random fan in the crowd, and Lestat's gonna do some dumb like shit like, and who do I make this record out to, my lovely fine black queen of the night, and she's gonna grab him by his fucking throat and fucking launch him across whatever fucking fan event she's fucking hosting and being like, yo, queen, bitch, and it's gonna cut to black, and we're gonna be sitting here, and Jay's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be sitting here like, oh my god, and it's gonna be a whole thing, and like that kind of drama for this show, you guys have watched us say and do worse about other content. That is the definition of so bad it's just bad. Before it was.
I've said this before. They're gonna fuck up the Akasha shit, and that's when everybody watching the show is just gonna drop the fuck off the face of the earth.
Yep.
Because whether anybody wants to believe it or not, Aaliyah was the draw of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're gonna get a lot of those normies, a lot of those people who watch that shit and who are expecting this rendition to be a banger. Like they're gonna hate this shit. They're gonna hate. I know they're gonna hate it.
It's like, at least if you had hired a bitch that looks like she's worthy of looking like Akasha. She doesn't have to look like Aaliyah did, but some bitch that's got some somber tones and looks good in a fucking brassiere bra. Somebody. But no, you don't hire a bitch that looks like she's the sister. I'm so sorry about this dig. That looks like she is the sister of Deborah Wilson. Not Deborah Wilson herself, because imagine if that would have happened. Deborah Wilson as Akasha, and you get an actor who's actually a trained voice actor and an actress on stage with some physicality to add some real queerness to this project. Because, surprise, surprise, Deborah Wilson actually happens to be an alt-goth black woman. Like, I'm not asking for a Neo Soul Sister. I'm certainly not asking for that bitch from the fucking Boys, the one that played Sister Sage. Don't let it be that. It can't be, as much as we'd love it to be a dark sister, it can't be a dark-skinned woman, because Akasha is not a dark-skinned woman. She's much more caramel macchiato, like me.
She's a fucking Egyptian. They're doing that bullshit. That bullshit they always do.
Blacks are from Egypt, right? Egypt is Africa. What? You don't like seeing women of black color? Fuck y'all.
It reminds me of that goddamn that Cleopatra Netflix show.
Yeah. And you're gonna have them faff about, and it's gonna be shit, and we're all gonna hate it. And them TikTok edits are gonna come to an end like that. And then it's gonna be the two of us and whoever else can stomach this shit, and also Eliza. And Eliza's heart's gonna break, and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Shit. And over here on the other side of the internet, you're gonna hear us laughing about it, but laugh crying because it's like, oh my god, please shoot us in the face. I will have run out of slurs at that point. Maybe I'll even start drinking again, heavily. I don't want to, but that's what it feels like you guys are trying to make us do. That's what the show feels like. It feels like Riverdale. It feels like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, but with parts of it that are shitty. That reminds me, that actress that they have for the Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, that game being made by Neil Druckmann, you could have hired that actress to be Akasha. Sure, she's a little bit darker, but I've seen her in goth makeup. I've seen her in, like, barely anything there, goth BDSM gear. She could have been passable too. But no, you're gonna get the lanky bitch that looks like she's the sister of Deborah Wilson, the least famous member of her family. Which is to say, like, Kim Waynes is the least famous member of the Waynes family. And getting her to be Akasha randomly, but she's out of shape and she can't handle it. At this point, you might as well have hired Lizzo. Because she took that Ozempic and saved her life, but killed her fucking music career. I don't know. I ain't got nothing else to say that's nice. Jay?
No, let's just start the next episode.
Had they stayed within the realities of their budget and consummated their union in their home province, the marriage might have lasted longer. Can I offer my assistance?
Oh, mercy. Aren't you the angel?
Erie and Cleveland and
He's sucking
Buffalo
his
before
cock.
rounding.
Wait, no, never mind. I'm sorry. I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. It looked like it was him being driven by
I
them.
think you
because they were
saw what
scared.
you wanted to see, Carl.
Hey, don't you do that shit to me. I don't like this shit.
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
I have had 40 shows.
I can bet you money he's gonna start laughing. Pay me my money. Pay me my money.
Hello? Making a brief call to share an important message with you. You got the wrong ad. I'm looking for Killer. Don't do that. Just think it. I'm a vampire.
Oh, that's a lie. I've seen what you put in your face.
Anybody see Killer?
About to murder everybody in fucking
They
house.
ever show the shit? Right, because their budgets are so fucking low. You can't actually see a bloodbath happen in real time.
Therefore, it's not bad, considering it was a priestly-led sentence.
What happened?
I hope there won't be a threesome between him, the lookalike, and the mom. I feel like that's coming.
Can you stop fondling your fake son, stand-in?
My first love.
Tell me to piss off again.
I am finished, madam. I have finished.
And then we just met eyes in the street, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and then I looked at his cock, and I opened big and wide.
Any Quebecers here?
Tongue twisters, vocal exercises repeated every day for 2 years while I washed the floors and emptied chamber.
Is that what you call your mother about to go suck your guy's cock?
I carried the box to remind me what I was capable of.
You perform a song.
Bitch, you don't gotta make all that noise. Why are you trying to make your own son jealous of you?
Somebody do something about the golden girl getting her go.
Thank you for being a friend.
Did Magnus
Once again, Carl, stop writing dialogue that's too good for the show.
transforming you into a vampire?
I see it as an unbroken chain of similar songs in pop music.
Yeah.
You really caught my eye.
What the fuck? What are we doing?
We got real potential, babe.
I ate a bunch of shit before I got here.
Don't tell me you're so perfect and
It's like getting stalked by a serial killer.
This is cringe.
No!
You're doing like the mock 80s video. Man, kill me. I need you to kill me.
I need you to kill me, Carl, please.
It's my hands, but I don't have my letter opener. I think the music will improve once I find the letter opener.
Let me guess. He was having a manic episode when he was inches from death, and because you turned him into a vampire, now he's manic for the rest of his existence. Into vampirism.
But I would not look at the wound. I could not.
This acting is wasted on this show.
Nicky had a bemused look on his face as he burned. His mouth formed into a circle, and he made only one sound. As though he knew that in death it was nothingness.
Okay, that was not bad. What the fuck was that look on Daniel's face?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Let's see what we got here.
Go back a few more minutes, please. Stop. He just
Just sat there
He
like
glamored everybody, stupid.
So, like, the dog out of being, like, he gave this emotional telepathic communication to him while everybody else in the room watched him, stared at him, glamored for hours on end. That's weird.
Yeah, like,
Congrats.
is he able to glamour other vampires?
I can't fucking
make that mess upstairs.
They never explain the rules.
It's about the fucking Lestat shit. He's my baby Jinx. It's baby.
Shut up, Bruce.
You call me Bruce? Because my name is Killer.
Oh, he saved the page.
More wine? Cold tea, they call it here.
Same face, same smell. No hope for you, Father Max.
Did you fucking do mention about how I threw you around the room and played with you like a Ken doll? Is this a rape allegory? Oh no. No.
He had my legs pulled apart and my dress pulled up around my waist because I want nothing, to be nothing, and say nothing, and do nothing. You know the stupidest of all, dear diary? I thought I was the thing lurking in the shadows.
Gonna burn him into pieces. Now see, that's Louis! That's my big Louis! Where have you been?
You can't drink away the loneliness empty skin.
It's gonna be really fucking annoying when they continue to do it, and they do it in a way where they're not able to have plausible deniability of if it's not. They did this better in season 2.
You got your fucking hallucinatory Magnus interacting with the door instead of doing a scene where he looks dejected and then he's positing to the audience.
Saw that coming. Called it. You have them pausing to the audience's shit. He's looking at him not in a way like the others did. Because when it was Dream Lestat, it was like a projection of his feelings in the moment.
Who else wants to share tonight? I'll share. Hello?
We're back to the second names.
Arun. Hello, Arun. And...
Of Cock.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember this plot line from... I mean, I never read the book, but I think this is the plot line from the book.
Why insert Delaney as an entirely new character? Because I know exactly what's about to happen. They're going to have him basically pimp her out to act like Claudia. Because there's no other reason for them to insert Claudia. I get this from the line that they did in episode 1, where the girl was high on drugs and he was high on her blood on the drugs, and she talked about the ghosts from their past coming to visit them soon. Some people chose to read that line as an interpretation that they were going to send regionals or regional vampires as he keeps touring from place to place for him to keep trying to kill him. But in the books, there's a lot of sections about images from his past haunting him. So similar to how they chose to characterize Dream Lestat as an inner monologue voice in season 2, that's supposed to be what happens mentally for him and Louis through this process, as they claimed multiple times in the writing of these fucking writers for the show. They wanted to use it as a bit to milk some more tears out of you from material they already covered. But what they decided to do here is they're going to modernize the pimp retelling of Louis, because this is where Big Dick Lewis is going to make a return. So therefore, he's going to start acting like an industrious and studious and exceptional Negro, except now he has the opportunity to use his money to basically control a Fabergé relationship with his fake daughter by making her fake being his daughter. And it's going to be really shitty, and it's going to be really annoying. Because this part,
I think it's simply going to be like he's going to try to get into her life. Like, you have money problems, I'll pay for them. Try to buy her a car or some shit. Or just try really hard. Just try really hard to buddy up to her. And it's like, yeah, and it's gonna be so fucking pointless. It's like, nigga, why are we doing this?
Like the reason
y'all just wanted an excuse to have Louis and Claudia in the fucking story, when I bet you money they barely even come up in the books that this is based on.
Mm-hmm. And even if they wanted to like blase that bullshit, like I said in episode 1, and say, well, it's our version of the show, we're gonna write it this way, your scene doesn't make sense, okay? Because the effectiveness of having Lewis, I'm gonna keep calling him Big Dick Lewis, these are two different characters, having Big Dick Lewis take over for Loose Cheeks Louie and go out and pull some Big Daddy shit, because that's what it is. He's acting like Big Daddy for his vampire daughter. You have him going out here and seeking revenge against her rapist, because what he did was he made her feel useless and deserving of death. He made a vampire already missing key elements, because remember, this isn't just Delaney's Claudia reading. This is Bailey Bass's Claudia reading. And remember that switch up they did after the rape scene, right? She went from being childish to being more like an adult sister because she was forced to grow up. You took from her the idea of wanting to discover, because the read of the scene was that she left to go learn about the old world. And in learning about the old world, she learned about some average young vampire penis. But the problem here is that when they say the words they said, and I said I would use the words crippling, and you made her hate discovery, hate existence, hate life. She was full of energy. Granted, she did kill her lover because she got really excited and then she felt loose. But having her get raped by Bruce basically was the worst existence of her life, where she now basically wanted to die, but she wasn't brave enough to want to die, which is a horrible feeling to make a rape victim feel like, which is probably exactly what Lestat felt like as he was being assaulted and brutally changed by Magnus. In terms of an effective scene, it's probably like right up there on the edge of how disgusting they've been so far, but not so far that it's not a tasteful scene. But the problem is that you now are having her around to like reminisce on what she looks like and shit. And that's backwards. What you should have done is that you should have described your fascination of going to this fucking diner to see this person and just basically sit there basking in her appearance every now and again, just watching her during the shift. You come in at like the last hour and 30 minutes of her shift. First, you learn her shift after you see her, because you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I see her. Oh my god, my daughter. I'm gonna have an emotional vampire breakdown, and I'm gonna weep blood in the bathroom and be like, yes, Lord, please, Lord, there's a Lord Christ and the Savior. Open the floodgates of heaven, because he's discovered like a reincarnation of Claudia. And so he sits there the first time, he just gets a piece of pie, and he's just looking at her. And he's like, I can't believe I have this. And then he's talking to, what was his name on that fucking caller ID? Lamarcus? I think that was his name, something like that. It was something.
I forgot. Damn it.
Yeah, it was something. I don't know. We're going to keep calling him Big Dick Anubis. So he sees her. Imagine a scene where he goes to Big Dick Anubis, and he's like, you'll never believe what I saw coming off the train. And he's like, what, a fucking queer star? No, my dead daughter. And he turns around, he's like, you don't ever talk about her. I'm like, no, I don't. Fucking reminiscing and shit and sitting down and drinking a fucking Cafe Bustelo or some fucking queer shit, like fucking yerba mate. And he just goes off about, I just loved her, and then blah 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 blah. And he opens up about it, and he's like, I gotta go see her. And he's like, oh, I don't think that's a smart idea. She like, you don't know this girl. Well, you're gonna be stalking her. And it's like, it's not stalking. It's just admiring from a distance with your creepy red fuck-filled eyes, right? And again, Carl, stop writing dialogue that's too good for this show. But you need to have an entire point where he goes through a period of watching and longing. First at a distance, and then because she's not stupid, she would notice him on her shifts and walk up and be like, hey, creepy weirdo fuck, you better stop buying shit so you can stare at me from the booth. And he's just like, hey, I don't mean no trouble. You're just an eye-catching woman. Let me enjoy my pie in peace. Damn. And he tries to strike up a weird, odd, like, familial-esque conversation where you're a worker at a business. I know what this feels like because I used to work for a lot of different businesses, but number one being Waffle House. You work at a business, you become a regular during the time of the business, or you become a regular worker at the time of the business, and every time you have a shift, or a roundabout of your favorite customers come through, they have their favorite booth, they have their favorite food, you serve them their food, you serve them their coffee, you serve them their drink, they pay you no never mind, and then they pay you money, and then they fuck off and they leave. But he wants to be more like a regular familiar customer, to the point where he's talking to her about her life, asks her about her day, asks her about her personal life, and over time tries to build a rapport and a connection with her. And then he springs the money on her. Just cause. And because he keeps leaving high ass tips, and it's like, you the creepy fuck who always leaves me $500 tips and shit. Why are you doing that? You trying to fuck me? And he's gonna do the awkward shit that we can both imagine Louis would do in that conversation, because Big Dick Lewis ain't never someone who's of his family relation. And the entire bit is gonna read like he's doing it because he misses her, and he hasn't fully accepted and or made peace with the fact that he lost her, because he wasn't even there. And this is the reason I say this: he wasn't there in the room. He was locked away in the coffin, remember, inside of the theater. It was Lestat on stage that watched her final moments. So for him, if he ever recounts it, that would be raw for him. But Louis, he wasn't there. The only other vampire who would have seen, other than Santiago, who he murdered, would have been Armand. And Armand could have recounted it to him. And so he's got all this guilt and all this resentment, where if I had just been a better, quote, vampire brother / vampire daddy to her, then she would be alive. He's going to pour all of that attention and all of that affection for her into this girl, Regina. And then Regina, being a normal human, is going to feel creeped out by it, because sure, she can turn her brain off and accept a nigga's money, but it's like absorbent amounts of money consistently, like he's trying to butter her up for something. And then eventually he reveals a bunch of details that you shouldn't know. That's obviously uncomfortable. I do know that from one of the leaks, one of the lines is that he looks up her OnlyFans, which, nigga, that's not
wait,
something.
What?
Yes, this character Regina, she has an OnlyFans allegedly as a part of like her background.
So
to make
Louis
money.
looked up her OnlyFans.
Yes, he went looking for. It's not that he went looking for porn of her, like, oh goddamn, I remember what Santiago was talking about. Shit. Let me try it like
was
that.
there
Nothing
anything
like
leaked
that.
about what he? Was there anything leaked about what he does after that?
He did not masturbate. No, he did not masturbate to the wet, hot ashes of his dead daughter with the ashes of Bruce. No.
But this show is so fucking trash. But this show is so fucking trashy that they would do that. That would totally happen.
If it was a villain character, then like Santiago with the wet, hot ashes shit when he was being mobbed by Big Dick Lewis riding on the motorcycle, taunting him to come to his own death. So he beheads him when he comes up the manhole. Like, yeah, for that character, they went there for that. But for this, he was trying to look up like her socials. He was trying to look up information about her so he could socially stalk her to get to know her more while watching her life, which then leads to him propositioning her money. I would have said that would be the order you do it. You will have him go through a longing.
He's probably gonna be super save-a-ho at that point.
Yeah, you don't
need to do that. You're just attracting the types of dudes like Bruce, but he's gonna catch himself before he says it, because of course she would know about that because she's not the same bitch.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like you did it in the wrong order. You have to have a period of emotional longing and reminiscing, and then he gets confronted by Regina, and he feels guilty and angry, and they then approach him afterwards, telling him about this kill job that they want him to do. And instead of having revealed this information to make it sweeter then they tell him after that shit happened that, oh, I thought you would have, it would have been the dumbass fucking Raglan guy. Like, I would have, the fucking Austin Powers in his fucking lips and shit. It's like, I thought you would have been interested because he used to go by a different name. They call him Killer now, but in the past they called him Bruce. You sure you still don't want to do it, Mr. Dulac? And he comes back over and he's all bitter and shit, and he's looking over the information, and he's like, I'm gonna think about it. Hard cut to him driving in the fucking lane, 200 miles an hour, zooming through fucking traffic, or running on foot to the place, all fucking geared up and shit, instead of this slow traipsing walk through the house, being like, Slice, I'm looking for Bruce. Or rather, he said, I'm looking for Killer. I'm looking for Killer. No, don't do all this shit. Just think it. You disgustingly making fun of your face and shit with this fucking Peanuts cartoon. Instead of all that shit, it would have been a wet, hot fucking kill fest with tracking cam, third person, first person, and like following track camera over the shoulder shit. The kind of film technique we've seen from Daredevil and Daredevil Born Again. And like that one scene from She-Hulk where they had him doing the fight scene in the dark corridor. Like real good photography. Because now he's in that Big Dick Lewis mindset, but he's a manic. Because now he's got emotions, guilt, and deep ennui, ENNUI, ennui of this emotion about Claudia. I could only assume guilt after he's told Malloy about this, because he was fucking confused. All the people he's chosen to talk about it with and the advice that they give him, and he's just snacking niggas left and right. And the whole scene is just his inner monologue. And the fact that he's doing this basically as like this reconnection between himself and Lestat specifically, because he starts to have the flashbacks, you remember, to the scene where he was telling him to change her, and that scene where he was acting like a manic fucking retard the last time that Louis was with Lestat. You remember the one where they made him look like a fucking raggedy ass nigga in the second season, around the time when he was doing the shit in the fucking theater. That fucking conversation where he's like being a cold-hearted fucking pickaninny and laughing like a fucking hyena. He has this deep ennui and sense of guilt that makes him go on this killing spree. And instead of this cold, somber, and controlled behavior, which multiple people have tried to describe as being the equivalent of, I'm gonna let you reload first from season 1. You remember that scene? With the guy. Instead, this is him going on a roaring rampage of revenge. And contextually, he can lie to himself and say whatever the fuck it is, but in reality, the scene that actually plays out is real and different than what he says. There's various ways that he could recount it, you know. There's various ways they could choose to show this in context. They could choose to show the version they showed us, but that version's a lie. And when he actually recounts it, and he asks for Lestat, or rather when Lestat asks him to tell him, in the microphone, when he asks Lestat to tell him what he really did, Gabrielle reads his mind, or Armand reads his mind, and they're horrified by what he actually did. Because what he does is he murders basically almost every single person who's a vampire in the compound. He barely has his self-contained with his outrage to let the humans live. And then when Bruce comes in, he fucking murders Bruce and the woman brutally, first killing the woman because it's like, bitch, you picked wrong. Dead. And then he rips out Bruce's spine, same as always, and he reads the whole burn book to him. But instead of just burning his body, he burns the entire fucking house. He leaves an entire wreckage, similar to what he did when he originally burned down the first home and the third home that they lived in, if you remember. That big, giant fight, and then the fight that they had with the vampire Antoinette in season 1, that whole shit, something reminiscent to that. He goes traipsing off into the darkness, feeling better about himself, but he still feels guilty because now he's angry at himself, and he's having an argument about how he didn't do enough in time. So then he goes and finds Regina somewhere, and he's having that conversation, and she says like the wrong thing that triggers him, and he says something across the line of, "I did it for you! I did it for you!" And he ends up saying Claudia's name, and Regina's like, "Who's Claudia?" And she gets all scared and shit, and he's got that big Dick Lewis look in his eye, like, "Don't you fucking run away from me when I'm talking to you," type shit. And that's when Lestat and whoever the fuck else, I'm assuming Lestat and Malloy, that's who I would write into the scene, comes in to save this girl, because clearly he's beside himself with grief. So is Louis, after having somebody else read his mind to tell them what's going on in his head. If it was the mother that communicates this information, she would use it as like a way to rip the two of them apart, because clearly they're going for the angle of jealousy with them. I don't think it would be Armand, because I think what they're going to do with Armand is they're going to make him and Daniel basically have a pseudo will they won't they love connection to fulfill the necessary requirements of the Devil's Minion, because that's something people are really looking forward to. They really want the Devil's Minion, because they didn't get it throughout any of the seasons. And his quick vampirism just basically robs them of experience. So they're going to go for something really queer and really gay. It's going to be really stupid when you see it. But
yeah, I think he's either probably going to accidentally going to kill her. You know, how much of it's going to like completely repeat that shit that happened. You know, when he had to turn Claudia, he's going to like accidentally like almost kill her, and he has to turn her again. Like this history repeating itself. How much of it? I bet money, and that'll be a ploy to get her back on the show permanently.
Something like that, I would imagine, if they really wanted to be really fucking lazy. Since, like, there's no other reason to bring back Claudia's character. She's dead. She's supposed to stay dead. Everything else from here is just fan wank, because they really want to keep Delaney's character. The way in which they treat these shows, they unironically do treat this shit like it's The Walking Dead. There's a whole bit where Azaf, the Armand actor, just basically jumps up in the foreground where they're having this fucking after section, and like this woman can barely contain how comical it is to her. Like fucking watching Millie Bobby Brown on the set of Enola Holmes 3. Like just full of so much fun and energy around this shit that for everybody else is like the coming of their second fucking nightmare. I'd imagine that even if I would fucking hate this shit, I imagine she probably loves this season if we're just gonna be casuals about it. But yeah, that's my hard projection of what I would imagine they would do in the scene if they wanted to write a better scene. And I think I agree with your prediction on what they do later. Because, like, none of that feels good. Like, why kill Bruce and then continue going to see the woman who would have reminded you of this vendetta that you basically went unsparked and unheard of for years on end?
Yeah, that's definitely in the wrong fucking order. Like, that's when you should have been, like, dealt with. You should have dealt with it. It should have been over with.
Like, this is something...
back in the shit, stalking this random bitch.
Yeah, it's like, this is some shit that you would have done as, like, some vampiric side quest in between the time period from when that auction happened and you lose your fucking leg to whatever you're fucking doing now during the time of the recording of the failures. Like, you would have just been off doing your bit and you would have come across this woman and it would have been a thing. Or it would have been the case that after the book comes out and somebody reminds you of that section that you wrote, you go back to that diary section and that diary entrance, and you're just reminiscing about the shit that Claudia said and that Claudia did, that then prompts you to go out and either investigate where Bruce is or find out about it. Like, you put the part that pisses me off, the part specifically that pisses me off is that the Talamasca's offering this to you as like a tee-up so that they can save themselves the hand and easily get some fucking cleanup. That doesn't make fucking sense. None whatsoever. It should, because of how interpersonal it is, I would have to assume you would never take it from the Talamasca. The only person who you'd be willing to take the information from, if it wasn't Lestat, and if it wasn't somehow a really shitty offering from Armand to try to get you back into like his lover's embrace with him, it would have been Daniel doing some investigatory journalism for him to look into some people that match what he knows from the audio logs versus the diary page. Like, it would have been a twin effort. Because if you're going to have Vampire Malloy out here doing some fucking killing and shit, Why not have him do some practice to get over his quote transformation? What do they call it? Transformation trauma? Yeah. You do that as a way to like connect these two characters together, because Daniel, for what it's worth, in that scene is trying to reminisce with him and talk to him about the shit he's talking to him about, because that's the same scene that he tells her about it. So he sees that, and then he goes through his notes, because he apparently still had a version on record with Tamamaska, because they were, I don't know, saving his hard drive and shit. During the time period where he gets changed and isolated by Armand, Tamamaska comes in, cleans up the mess that they made, and then they grab the PC, make copies of it, and then after you think that you destroyed all the copies, they still had a version in the cloud that they were using, type shit. They give him that as like an investigatory piece that he can use to set the scene up in the first place. Like, whatever version you want to go with, however you want to set it up, that's the order it happens in. He needs to have some ennui about Claudia, then he needs to reminisce in the shit that he's doing with her, and then out of guilt for thinking he didn't do enough for Claudia, whoever teased him up, not the Tamamaska, literally anybody else, even fucking I can't help myself, it's so easy to do that. Even Armand, he takes the deal and he tees it up and he does the thing, but then after he does it, he doesn't feel different. So then he goes basically to her to ask her through the ghost of Claudia for forgiveness for having not done enough. And in that moment, she gets freaked out. She tries to run. He accidentally goes too hard. He mortally wounds her. And then he's begging Lestat to help him change this one. And this time, he says to him, "No, I can't help you. This time, you're doing it yourself." And he leaves. And the only person he's there with is Daniel, and he turns to Daniel, and he's like, "Malloy, please help me, Malloy, please." He's like, "I don't know about shit, Louis. We're too black for my blood."
All right, we gotta end this. We gotta end this.
I'm just saying. Thing is better than what you've given us so far. I'm gonna be disgusted as fuck if you try to make him pepper out, okay? Queers.
All right, we gotta cut it off. We gotta end it here.
Okay.
Besides, you keep cutting in and out for some reason.
I would like to blame that on me accidentally hitting my microphone. I don't know if is it good now?
Yeah, it sounds all right now. But yeah, we're gonna cut it off here, guys. But yeah, apparently, this show, even though it's crappy, it does have a way to like suck you in to see how crappy it's going to get. Unfortunately, ugh.
Yeah, the first two seasons, there was like a consistency of Sam Reed's being okay. What is his name? Lewis Anderson, or whatever his first name is, being decent enough. Because ever since he like made his premiere with Game of Thrones, he's somewhat gotten better as an actor. I don't like his performance in The Sandman, but he's gotten better at emotional scenes. He's not incapable of good performance. It's just the way that they write him and the way they direct him in the show. And every scene is like, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to be okay? And like the cringe is cringy enough that you can have fun and make it a guilty pleasure. But this fucking shit, it's the reverse effect. You're waiting to see how shitty it really gets. Yeah. And then every other second they got an okay scene and they fuck it up faster than they did in the first two.
All right, we're out, guys. Yeah, please pray for us, please. Goodbye.